Oh, good morning. Let's get started by taking a comfortable seat, closing your eyes, feeling your breath, feeling where you're grounded, sitting bones, spine rising, breath pulsing, expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. In yoga, there's the principle of prana, which is your breath, but also your life force, your life energy. So just tuning in to that constant expansion and contraction that we don't usually think about can be very centering. And draw your hands in front of your heart, and we'll begin with the sound of Om. Om. Bow your head to your heart, lift your eyes, and let's begin with just some nice big shoulder rolls. Inhaling the shoulders up, exhaling, let them slide down the back. Big, juicy shoulder rolls. And coordinating it with the breath, inhaling up, exhaling, let the shoulders come back and the shoulder blades slide down the back. And then letting the shoulder blades slide down the back, ground through your feet and your sitting bones, head floating up over your spine, and then we're getting really tall. Exhale to one side, inhale back. Exhale and inhale, not forcing, just going as far, stopping before any pain or strain. And often it'll just loosen up by itself with the breath, exhaling to the side, inhaling back. And back to center, and let your left hand be down. Lift your right arm, root down, lift up your breath. Exhale to the side. Inhale into your right side. Imagine expanding your lungs, expanding your breath. Inhale back up. And just feel side to side. We'll even things out. Inhale the left arm up, root down so that you can stretch open. Exhale to the side. Breathe in. Expanding your ribs and your lungs. And inhale back up. And then let's stand up. Okay. Standing in Tadasana, mountain pose with the hips, the knees, the bottom of the second toes all lined up. Just root down through the four corners of your feet, behind the big toe, inner heel, behind the baby toe, outer heel. Rooting down through the four corners of your feet, lifting up through your arches. Bringing that energy up to your belly, expanding with the inhale. Tailbone reaches down, heart reaches up. And take your hands to your shoulders, elbows out to the side. Inhale, open. Exhale, elbows toward each other. Inhale and exhale. Moving with your breath, not forcing anything. And the next one, let's hold it open. So root down through your feet, lift your arches, lift your heart, maybe even a tiny back bend, extend through your head, and breathe. Opening up with your breath. And release. Okay. Let's continue warming up. We're just going to do inhale up, exhale down, and inhale. Maybe raising to your toes. Exhale, bending, weight in the heels, arms back. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale, inhale, and exhale. And release. Okay. Let's do chair pose today. So that your feet are parallel, your knees are parallel, hip width apart, and you get the spread your toes, lift your arches, take your seat back like you're trying to reach back for a chair that's not there. Let's inhale up, exhale, stretch back, inhale, exhale. And then let's hold it, stretching back, bottom stretching back, weights in your heels, knees are behind your ankles, breathing, heart lifting. You want to make it challenging, you can experiment with the arms. And if your breath gets ragged, your heart heat starts to rise to your head, you're done. Okay. And now we can do knee to nose pose. So if you want to do this on the on all fours, you can get on all fours. Standing, we're going to stand up tall. You're kneeling, line up your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. And we're going to inhale the right leg, extend it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch open. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And inhale back. Extend through the right foot, toes on the ground. Inhale the left arm up. And you can experiment with lifting that foot off the ground. Breathe to the midline. Imagine your breath up and down your spine. You're lining up to the midline. And release. And if you're on the floor, you can go back into child's pose, and we're going to go back into a modified dog pose, just stretching open, bending the knees so you can really have a long spine. And come back up. So we'll do line up nice and tall, or a long spine if you're on hands and knees. We're going to inhale the left leg back, exhale knee to nose. Inhale, stretch open, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale back, Left toes on the ground. Experiment with lifting the right arm. Breath lining up to the midline and possibly lift the back leg. Feeling your breath, working all the little muscles that hold you up. Keep your spine in line. And release. And again, back into child's pose or downward facing dog. And coming back forward. If you're standing, we'll do the, well, on the ground, it looks like a fire hydrant pose. So we're gonna lift, bend your right knee, and out to the side. Exhale back in. Inhale and exhale. And if you're on the ground, so you're inhaling, ground, you're lifting it like a dog. And exhale, trying to keep your hips even either way. Inhale and exhale. And then other side. Inhale up, exhale down, or inhale out, exhale in. Inhale out, exhale in. And if you're standing, go back into downward facing dog. If you're on the ground, you can go back into child's pose, knees apart, toes together. Breathing into your back, long back. And then we can all come back up to standing for our sun salutations. So if you're doing it with the chair, you want the chair facing you. So I'm going to do some standing and some on the mat, your choice. So first line up in Tadasana, facing your chair. Inhale, open. Exhale back to your heart. Inhale, open. Exhale back to your heart. And then the next one, we inhale up, swan dive forward, step back to downward facing dog. Chair, your feet are right under your hips on the mat. Knees bent so you can get a nice long extension. And then we're going to step the right foot forward into lunge. Draw the shoulders onto the back, stretch through the back foot. And then step back into downward facing dog. And come forward to plank. Lift up your heart and exhale back to downward facing dog. Let's inhale forward to plank. Exhale. You can always hold the dog if the planks are too much. Inhale forward. Lift. Let's hold that for a couple of breaths. Back to downward facing dog. And bring the left foot forward into lunge. Back heels off the ground. Heart stretching forward. Back leg is really strong. And step forward and rise. Inhale up. Exhale back to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale back to your heart. And then I'm going to go to the mat. Exhale, swan dive over. Go back into downward facing dog. Bring your right foot forward, your left foot back. Stretch into lunge. And back into downward facing dog. Forward into plank. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Let's see. Bring your left foot forward, right foot back. Stretch open. Step forward. Inhale back up. Exhale back to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale and exhale. Oops, I think I missed one. So we're going to inhale up. Exhale, swan dive over. Bend your knees so you don't strain your back. Step back into downward facing dog. Weight is in your knuckles and your fingers, drawing the shoulder blades onto the back. Then inhale, your right foot forward. You can help it through if you need to. Stretch. The left leg is strong and lifted. Stretching out through your heel, reaching through your heart. And step back into downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale back. Inhale and exhale. And you can always go into child's pose or down dog if this is too much. And bring the left foot forward into lunge. Stretch open. Step forward. Inhale up. Exhale back to your heart. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Back to your heart. And let's hold it here. You can close your eyes if you like. Feel your breath. Feel your feet rooting down. Arches lifting. Tailbone reaching down, heart reaching up. Head floating up over your spine. Feel yourself in space. Press your hands into each other to feel the midline of your body. And imagine your breath up and down the front of your spine. And release. Okay, let's do the warrior poses. So you face warrior 2, you face the side of your mat. Take your feet wide. Point your right toes out, left toes in. And we're just going to let's draw the shoulders up and back. We're going to exhale, warm up the knee, down, inhale up. Make sure your knee is tracking right over the second toe and not going farther than your ankle. So you might need to take a wider stance or a less deep bend. And now we're going to go into warrior 2. So draw your heart up. Inhale the arms up. Stretch them out. Draw them into the back of the shoulder socket. Look out over your right fingers. Make sure the back edge of your left foot is really connecting to the earth. Feel your breath. Feel your strength in warrior. And notice when your breath starts to get ragged or if your head starts to get hot, come out of the pose. And then come down, bring your feet parallel, bring the feet together, take a breath, step the feet wide again, left toes out, right toes in. Your hips are square to the side of the mat. We're going to exhale down, inhale up, exhale, and inhale. Exhale down, inhale the shoulders up, let the shoulder blades slide down the back. Draw the shoulder blades onto the back, stretch your arms open. Look out over your left fingers, root especially through that back foot. And breathe. Feel your breath expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale, bringing energy through your whole body. Long holds help you build muscle and bone, really good. And release. Bring the toes forward. Just come together. Okay. And then let's do another 2 variations on Warrior 2. So feet wide, right toes out. And then we're going to come into the Warrior 2 with your legs. Draw your arms out. And then inhale, open. Left hand goes down your thigh. Inhale, the right arm up. Stretch into that side. So you're rooting through your feet and stretching open through your ribs. And inhale back up. And then keeping your legs the same position, you can bring your elbow to your knee. Stretch your heart open to the sky. And draw your left arm up. Or you can put it on your waist if this strains it. Or over your ear. And look up. Or look down. Tense side angle stretch really gets into that whole left thigh. And inhale back up. Bring the toes in, come back. Take a breath. We'll go to the other side. Left toes out. Right toes in. Exhale. Into Warrior 2. Draw the shoulders up and back. Extend the arms out wide. So the legs are strong so that your heart can be free. You take your right hand down your leg. Inhale, the left arm up. Stretching that whole side. And then we'll stretch the other side. So take your elbow to your knee. Arm over the ear or up, or hand to the waist. Draw your left hip under and draw your heart up to the sky. And feel a long line of energy from your right foot up through your right fingers and out the top of your head. And inhale back up and back, toes back in. And come back to standing. Okay. And so now we can practice our, we have triangle pose. So wide stance again, right toes out. Inhale, Let's inhale up to get really tall. Exhale out. Take your back hand to the back hip. Pull your left hip back. Stretch. Oh, I'm not mirroring you. Stretch open into triangle pose. Inhale, your arm up. So you're rooting through your feet, stretching through. Your arms are stretching open like they do in Warrior Two. Extending through the top of your head too. And then root down to come back up. Toes in, other side. And you can always use a chair for this pose. So I'm not mirroring you this time, but so your left toes are out. You're gonna inhale up, exhale the arms out. Inhale, stretch open. Exhale over to the chair or to your leg. Root through your feet so you can stretch open through your heart. Opening, extending. Feet extend into the floor. The arms extend into space. Your head pulsing energy out the top. I almost think this should be star pose. 5-pointed star. And inhale back up. Bring your toes in and back together. Okay. And now we can do tree pose. So you can use a chair to balance or a wall to balance or experiment in the middle of the room. The most important step is lining up, feeling yourself in space, rooting through your feet, feeling your breath up and down the midline. Root into your right foot. Send roots into the ground and draw your foot to the ankle with your toes resting on the ground for balance. Or shin. Keeping your breath steady, finding a soft focal point for your eyes. Rooting down, stretching open. Feeling that breath organizing your body. Just experimenting with your balance. Your arms can be out like a tree. Prayer position. And bring your knee forward and come back. Okay. And we just shake off to one side. Every day is different. Every side is different. So it's a beginner's mind. Every time it's the first time. So you feel your feet, feel your breath, line up, draw your shoulders up and down your back, head floating over your spine. Find a soft focal point. Send roots down through your left foot. Draw your right foot to your ankle or your shin, not your knee, possibly your thigh. Maybe not today. Line up to your breath. And whatever is good. Just notice what you're doing. Notice your breath, notice your feet, and come back to Tadasana. And now we'll do Warrior One. So your right foot is forward, your left foot is back and out to the side, your hips are forward. So it's a little bit of a negotiation. You bring your right hip back, your left hip forward, breathe up tall. We're gonna Inhale, bend the knee and draw the arms up. Exhale, straighten the knee. Inhale, up. Exhale, straighten. And the next one we're going to hold. So inhale, up. Press through the back foot. Draw your heart up. And have your arms wherever it gives you the best breath. And protect your back. Draw your belly in and up to protect your back. If it still feels pinched, just extend a long line of energy from your back foot through your hands. And step forward. And take a breath. And just close your eyes and feel what that pose did for that side, for both sides. It's like stretching fabric across the bias, a different stretch. And then we'll do the other side. So left foot forward, right foot back, and at an angle, sharp angle, we're gonna inhale, bend the knee and raise the arms. Exhale, straighten the knee, pull the arms back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And inhale up, stomp through the back foot, stretch up through your heart. Make sure your belly is drawn in and up so you can really stretch open and protect your back. And then step forward, take a breath. Okay. And for warrior 3, probably want a chair or a wall at the end of your mat. So we start in warrior 1. So we're gonna right foot forward, left foot back. Gonna inhale up, exhale, straighten, inhale, straighten, and then we're gonna lift off, inhale the back leg up, or you can leave it on the ground. And experiment with your balance, trying to keep the hips even. Experimenting with the arm position. And when you're ready, come back up. Some days are rock solid and other days, not so much. To the other side, left foot forward, right foot back. Inhale, bend the knee, stretch up, exhale down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale up and push off. Extend through the back foot. Stretch the foot that's on the ground into the earth. Take your arms back like a jet, out like a plane, like a cactus. Straight forward is the most challenging. And inhale back up. And take a breath. Okay. So let's all do one standing cobra. So you take your line up in Tadasana, root through the 4 corners of your feet, lift your arches, tailbone reaches down, breathe into your heart, draw your elbows back, pull your hips down with your hands, send all that energy up into your heart, stretching, extending your neck, rooting into your feet so you can stretch open into your heart. Back bend in the upper back, not sticking out the hips or the ribs, drawing everything into the front of your heart. Draw the elbows back to help open up the front. And inhale back up. Okay. So, if you're standing, you can do some more cobra. You can experiment with raising an arm in cobra. And if you'd like to do it on the ground, we're going to get onto the ground to do Salabus in a locust pose. You get onto your belly. Lengthen your spine. Take a breath. Inhale the shoulders up and back. Lift your heart. Lift your legs if it feels good. No crunching in the lower back. Really supporting your back, drawing your belly button in and up. And release. Make a pillow for your head. Take your hips back and forth. And then you can continue with that, or inhale, lift, draw your shoulders back. Inhale your left foot up and your right foot forward, your right arm forward. Breathe into the midline. And back. And wiggle your hips back and forth. And then other side. Or if you do regular Salabasana or even child's pose. So inhale the shoulders up and back. Inhale your heart up. Inhale the right foot up. Left arm forward. Breathe into it. Your hand should be extended. I can't quite reach there. And release. Take your hips side to side. Let's press back into child's pose if you're on the floor, into down dog if you're at the chair. Toes together, knees apart. Stretch into your back. And if you're on the floor, you can roll onto your side and then onto your back. And we'll do a quick hip stretch if you're in the chair. Sit either way. Your knees and your toes are lined up, hip width apart. You're on the ground, your knees are bent, but they're straight forward. And then you're going to root into your left foot, draw your right ankle across your left knee. If you're on the floor, you can reach under that left thigh and draw it towards you while you point your left knee away from you. Spread your toes, draw them back toward the knee. Or you can pull the knee up, stretch it around. Stir the bone in the hip socket. Hold it for a minute. Long spine, open heart. And release. And draw. Sit up or line up your knees and your feet. Lift the left knee. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Spread your left toes. Draw them back. Sit up tall. You can interlace your fingers underneath the left thigh. Stretch your heart open. Stretch your knee away, your left knee away from your face, drawing your right thigh towards you. And or take a hold of your foot and your knee and just stir that whole thigh bone in the big hip socket. and release. And if you're on the ground, you can draw your knees into your chest and release them back down. And now we can prepare for Savasana, our final resting pose. So find your comfortable position. Where you can completely release. And we're going to try something a little different this morning. A little prana nidra. Just imagining the breath. So into Savasana. Arms roll out. Feet roll out. Feel your weight sinking into gravity. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth. Release with a sigh. One more, just letting out any residual tension. Just feel your breath, that life force. Just a gentle breath now. Feel the expansion and contraction. We're going to use our imagination to move the breath and life force through the body. So imagine bringing your attention to your right foot. Imagine you're inhaling, breathing in through your right foot, up your right leg, across the pelvis, and exhaling from the pelvis down and out through your left foot. Inhale through the right foot, draw that energy up your right leg, across your pelvis. Exhale out of the left foot. Circular motion. So we're going to inhale through the right foot, up the right leg, cross the pelvis, exhale out of the left. And one more. And let that go. Breathing through your nose if you can. And now direct your attention to your left foot. Inhale, energy and breath all the way up your left foot. Cross the pelvis. Exhale out of the right foot. Inhale up the left. Through the pelvis. Exhale out of the right. 2 more rounds. Imagining the life force of your breath. And let go of that. And now imagine breathing into your right hand, up your arm, into your shoulder, across your heart space. Exhaling out the left arm and hand. Inhaling up the right hand and arm and shoulder across the heart. Exhaling out the left. Inhaling up the right. Exhaling out the left. And one more. Let's take a breath. We'll change directions. Inhale up your left hand and arm and shoulder. Cross your heart. Out the right hand. Inhale up the left into your heart and out your right arm and hand. 2 more times, up the left and down the right. And let go of that breath. And now feel the base of your spine, the top of your crown. Inhale from your base of your spine up to your crown. Exhale back down the spine. Inhale up. Exhale from the bottom of your spine out the top of your head. And one more time. Now just feel your gentle breath. Imagine breathing. Feel your breath, how it moves, subtly moves your whole body. Every cell. You might imagine breathing into your skin, just softening the boundary between your skin and the air. Extending your energy gently. Now start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And if you're on the ground, bend your knees and make your way to your side into a fetal position. And with your head being the last thing to leave the earth, push back up into a seated position. Line yourself up, rooting down, lifting up with your breath. Close your eyes. Feel the prana in your body. Feel the energy in your body. Feel the results of your practice of yoga. And draw your hands in front of your heart. We'll end with the sound of Om. Inhale. Om. Namaste. I bow to you. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.